a celebrity assistant sounds fun, right? Not so much for these ones who have spilled evil secrets about their bosses that could ruin their lives. Naomi Campbell. By now, everyone knows the horror that comes with working with supermodel Naomi Campbell. According to People magazine, Campbell allegedly threw a phone at her assistant in 2001. The assistant also claimed that the model grabbed her by the arms and threw her down on a couch. In February of 2000, Campbell pleaded guilty to a separate charge for actually being up an assistant. Now, in September of 2016, Campbell faced more legal trouble after allegedly attacking a former public schoolboy with a phone. Again, another phone, leaving a bruise on his face. Now, the unnamed young man who works for a PR firm and was hired to actually help, rehabilitate Campbell's public image, was visiting her in a hotel in Manhattan when the scuffle broke out. Everyone has a different version of what happened, so it's impossible to really know what exactly went down. Campbell was apparently recovering from surgery at the time of the incident, casting, a pall of doubt kind of over whether she was actually, capable of attacking anyone. It's worth noting Lord Bell, founder of the PR firm working with Campbell, called Campbell the most unpleasant fashion model in the world. That's coming from a man who previously worked with the notorious tyrant Margaret Thatcher. Mariah Carey is next. Let's talk about Mariah Carey's former assistant, Liana Azarian. In 2019, Liana sued Mariah for unpaid wages and revealed some shocking secrets about the singer's behavior. In the original lawsuit, Carey accused Liana, whom she reportedly fired in 2017, of secretly recording embarrassing videos of her performing various personal activities, including some cases intimate content. Now, according to the pop star, her ex-employee then attempted to blackmail her with those videos, threatening to release them unless she was given $8 million. Carey also claimed that she violated a non-disclosure agreement that she signed when she began working for her back in 2015. On the same day that Carey filed her lawsuit, Liana filed a lawsuit of her own, claiming, she was the victim of battery and harassment during the, approximately 2 years that she worked for the musician before actually being wrongfully terminated. According to Liana, Mariah would often demand ridiculous things like having her assistant fetch her ice cream at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Liana also claimed that Mariah would frequently, berate her and just make her feel belittled. Carey went on to accuse her of destroying some of the evidence at the center of this lawsuit that the singer says would have bolstered, her case against her. Justice Borak sided with Carey, granting her request to penalize her former assistant and issuing sanctions after he found that Liana did in fact destroy 2 videos and WhatsApp messages that might have actually been relevant to the case. He also determined that after the lawsuit had already been filed, Liana spilled, water over her old cell phone before giving it away, which he found was destruction of evidence. Borak wrote in his decision, trading in her cell phone without taking any measures to save the videos, messages, and any other data after this lawsuit was filed when Miss Azarian had an undeniable duty to preserve evidence, was grossly negligent, if not intentional. He ordered her to turn over, her current cell phone for forensic examination and pay Carey's attorney fees for that specific matter. Lady Gaga is up. Lady Gaga's former assistant Jennifer O'Neill in 2013 sued Lady Gaga for unpaid overtime and revealed some surprising secrets about the singer's lifestyle. This long-suffering former assistant, whom the star branded as a hood rat during a bruising court battle, is working on a dishy book about the singer called Fame Monster. O'Neill had worked for Gaga during, the Born This Way era, during 2009 actually to 2011. Now, this was for her Monster Ball tour, and she actually sued in 2011, claiming that she was owed a whopping $393,000 for about 7,168 hours of overtime, plus damages. She struck a deal with Simon & Schuster imprint, which is for Atria Books. Now, insiders said the deal could be worth up to $1 million million at the time now, which more than makes up for all the overtime O'Neal claims that she was forced to work for Gaga, including sleeping in her boss's bed and administering her daily medicine. Now, according to Jennifer, Lady Gaga would often require her assistant to be on call 24/7 and would demand very bizarre things like having her assistant massage her feet. Now, Paul Oleski, which is Atria's Book's vice president and director of publicity, confirmed that they had a book deal with O'Neal, adding that no release date had been set at the time for the book Fame Monster. While O'Neal has not yet delivered her manuscript to Atria after all this time, her Manhattan federal court battle with Gaga provided a glimpse of some fascinating potential, material. Now, O'Neal testified that she was required to sleep in Gaga's bed because she didn't sleep alone and was expected to be working again 24/7 around the clock doing really odd demands. And that was for an annual salary of $75,000. O'Neal said, she had no privacy, no chance to talk to any family, friends, no chance to do anything. There was basically not an opportunity for her to live her life. Gaga fought the suit and blasted her former aide in a sworn deposition as, she called her a hood rat who was suing her for money that she just didn't earn. The star declared in court papers that, I am the queen of the universe every day and, I am quite wonderful to everybody that works for me. Now, in October of 2013, Gaga agreed to actually settle O'Neal's suit out of court and terms were not disclosed. Kanye West. Kanye's former assistant David Weather spilled some secrets about the rapper's behavior. In 2014, David claimed that Kanye would often have massive tantrums and would demand ridiculous things, like having his assistant find him a very specific type of cereal. None of this is surprising, and in more recent times, Kanye's West's ex-assistant Lauren Piscotta had filed a lawsuit accusing him of attacking her. The lawsuit also reveals disturbing text messages between West and his now wife, Bianca Censori. Piscotta alleges an incident involving sedating occurred during a studio session in Santa Monica, causing her to feel disoriented and lose control over her body. Piscotta, while sharing details, mentioned that the rapper ordered her a drink, after which she began feeling out of touch, and she said the next morning when she woke up, she had no recollection of what had happened, but just knew that something was really wrong and felt this immense shame and embarrassment. The studio session is alleged to have happened years before Piscotta actually worked for Kanye in 2021 and 2022. Now, Kanye was allegedly upset that his ex-wife Kim Kardashian commented on the rapper and Piscotta hanging out. She claimed that Kanye told Kardashian the two hooked up and left out the actual true nature and severity of what he did to her. After Piscotta actually informed Kanye that she couldn't recall the night at the studio, he allegedly kind of just laughed it off and said, "Oh, women love to say they don't remember." A representative for Kanye, in a statement to the Washington Post in June of last year, criticized the baseless allegations against him and wrote that Piscotta, actively pursued him to coerce employment and other material benefits, then engaged in blackmail and extortion when her advances were rejected. Next up, we have Victoria and David Beckham. Now, in 2008, David Beckham and Victoria's nanny, Abby Gibson, was terminated from her job after getting into a very heated argument with Victoria. In retaliation, she actually ran to News of the World to give a tell-all interview about what the Beckhams were like and spilled some secrets about the family. Behind Closed Doors was actually the name of the article that was published. Now, in this interview, she revealed that the famous Brits, perfect family facade was mostly fabricated for the press, and that David and Victoria often argued, and in front of the kids, allegedly. Now, she also explained that the famous spouses almost got divorced while Victoria was still pregnant with her third child, Cruz. However, after, her scathing interview, Abby, who broke her confidentiality agreement, was sent to court for breaking her contract. In 2009, she was forced to issue a public apology to the Beckhams for revealing their secrets and has agreed, to permanent undertakings of confidentiality. In 2005, Hugh Tomlinson, Queen's counsel for the Beckhams, told the court it is uniquely hurtful and distressing to have the person who, until the end of March of that year, was sitting around the breakfast table with them, and their children discussing their daily lives. Having her repeat that information is alarming. Charlie Sheen's former assistant, Rick Calamero, revealed some shocking secrets about the actor's behavior. According to Rick, Charlie would often have wild parties and would demand that his assistants clean up after him. Now, he said that Sheen allegedly would stay up for days on end with zero sleep, no water in his body, wouldn't wouldn't eat and would demand that everyone cater to him constantly, and even allegedly had people perform, for his entertainment, doing random things just to make him laugh. Rick, who's actually a former Hollywood nightclub owner, met the actor back in 2006, and in 2010 actually joined Camp Sheen full-time as an assistant. Now, Rick was reportedly, by Sheen's side for many of his legendary antics in Vegas, LA, and New York, and in a very shocking turn of events though, Rick was actually found passed away in his home surrounded by prescription meds and booze. Now, he allegedly was laying passed away for several days before he was even found. Sheen never commented on his passing either, which is a little weird, and a lot of people blamed Rick for Charlie, going crazy and partying too hard during those days, but many people also said they had been best friends for years and just enabled each other in their antics. Now, it was obvious that they were poor influences on each other, no doubt. Sheen has frequently stated that he does not believe rehab actually works, and the friends, he has shared many common dependency, habits on and lifestyle similarities is to what's to blame, basically. Now, that's all for today, but what celebrity secret surprised you the most? Let me know what you think. I'm your host, Ashley. It's been great catching up.